Today is August 17th. The Yankees have swept the Cardinals. They won all 3 games. Suck it, Brad. A bench coach getting ejected? Not Osmith's. Kind of. Shots fired. Hello and welcome to Talkin' Yanks. My name's Jimmy. His name is Jake. Producer BBD in the corner. We've got some things to talk about. Episode is brought to you by SeatGeek. Thank you to SeatGeek. And yeah, I mean, Brad Osmus is the bench coach, Jake.
Right.
And someone on the bench gets ejected. That's not him.
Stolen Valor, James, BBD, everyone tuning in. Here we go. Yeah, I didn't think we'd start there. I for sure thought we'd end there. But yeah, it's gonna be a big Brad ep, which is good news because we haven't had a Brad ep in a while. The Yankees somewhat take care of business. The Cardinals do a little bit of their fighting for them as well. Shout out Thomas Sajasi. Putting in his application for Talkin' Yanks because that was a tough one. But, hey, St. Louis is a team they have to beat this time of year. They did it, and it's all lining up for the 4-game Red Sox series. I'm bracing for the 2 in Tampa could go horribly, and it just is what it is. It might not. Maybe the Yankees actually get hot. But I also think those games are going to be more important for the Yankees to line up their bullpen for 4 against Boston. So there's a chance those 2 games might not help. But hey, we're going to have 4 games against Boston in August where we're currently a half game back of them. That hopefully that's cool. We haven't had a lot of those that have been cool, but they're putting themselves in position to have us on the hook for August and September.
Yeah, we'll see. That Boston series is going to give me my cue. Get invested or not. I'm happy they're winning and setting themselves up for it to matter. Because if they get swept here, then I'm like, whatever, I don't care about Boston. Right. So I'm happy it matters more because they can. I can be on that hook if they play well against Boston. I got to see them play well against a good team. As you noted, this Cardinals team kind of handed them a lot of favors. They kind of played very sloppy, as well as playing really good. There's a lot of good in this series, but there's some slop.
Yeah, they were kind of Yankees light this series. Sonny Gray and Max Fried both get hit. They had their big innings, but they also had defensive blunders and some just what the H moments. But whatever. We'll take some dubs.
I have grounds creeping for everyone.
Sure.
I have grounds creeping for everyone involved, and this is it. As far as personnel goes, Johnny Loizaga commenced his rehab. Ryan Yarbrough and Fernando Cruz pitched, so 3 guys that are on their way to return. Matt Blake said hard decisions are coming to the Yankees bullpen. And I think Yeri's the only hardest decision because he's been better than Laza. I wouldn't want to lose him for Loizaga. Right. We can talk about that more later if you want. But they teased the Stanton injury, which scared me a little bit, but he does pinch hit in Game 3, so I like that. But even Boone's comments before Game 3 today, right, we're still oh, okay. He's like, man, I think we can avoid the IL. It's wait, what? This is a real thing? Not, I guess. He pinch hit, so that's good. Ahmed Rosario is expected back as soon as he can return, which is late August. I think August, I don't know, late August. And that's all. That's it. But a lot of arms coming. Cruz, Loizaga, Yarby. Super interested how that plays out.
I think the game that they can play, and this starts getting into nerdy baseball a little bit, but I believe when they commence the rehab assignment, they have 30 days. So if you do that, that's the middle of September. So it'll be interesting to see what injuries play out, what performance plays out. They do get the extra pitching spot come September 1st. So the decisions might not have to be that hard. But I guess mark your calendars for about a month from now, because if everyone stays healthy, pitching-wise, then, yeah, there's 2 MLB-ish guys that will get hurt by that. And depending where the Yankees are, will they do some Yankees funny business? Like you're saying, if Yeri has the option, but they want to keep Loaizaga alive to the postseason, do they just put him in timeout for a week and a half? And is that the right move or the wrong move? I don't know. We'll see how it sorts out when we get there. But I don't think that's the pressing decisions are going to be here that quickly.
Yeah, if the Yankees start feeling cocky about themselves, then they love themselves a September, late August Phantom IL. If Yarby comes back and is going to be in the rotation 2 times, do they give Fried or Rodon or Warren, who have pitched all season long, a break? Does one of them need it? And they just say, hey, remember when Nestor got put on the IL for a hamstring and then was doing wind sprints in the outfield like 30 minutes after announcing that? So it could be something like that. Other half of the grounds creeping is the standings, which we should start getting into now. I'm allowing standings talk to be part of the show. They gained a game in the East by sweeping the Cardinals. They were 5.5. They were 6.5 back. Now they're 5.5 back of Toronto, who's in first place. They're in third place. They gained a game and a half against Seattle, who has the top wild card spot. So that's good. And Cleveland was right behind them, kind of vying for the wild card, and they got swept while the Yankees swept. So they are now, instead of a half game back, they're 3.5 games back. So it's a really good week as far as data goes for the Yankees.
Yeah, and it changes the numbers a little bit. I've enjoyed the game that you've been playing, is like, how do we get to the final win total? And you've been separating it kind of by teams over 500, teams under 500. I think we can go another level with that, and maybe that's this episode. Maybe it's the midweek or something like that. The Red Sox series is a massive pivot point, because after that, it's Nationals and White Sox, which they could genuinely win 6 out of 7 games, and it's not crazy that, you know, the 88 win projection or the 90 win projection, if they handle their business this Tampa-Boston week, becomes a lot more probable. And then it gets interesting with those other wild card teams, as we're talking seeding, home field, or, you know, could we hit September 1st and Toronto's 4 games up or something like that? That makes it feel a lot easier to have that in play than 5.5.
Well, it's nice to gain ground when you don't play the team, because clearly when you play them, it's double the points if they win against Boston and Toronto and the teams that are ahead of them. How many? They don't play Seattle again.
No.
How many games against Boston? They have 1 series against Boston remaining?
2. So they've got a 4-gamer at home and then 3 at Fenway, middle of September. So yeah, the schedule kind of breaks down. It's Tampa, Boston, 2 of the worst teams in baseball for a week, and then a 2-week stretch of...
So only 3 against Boston. Only 3 against Toronto remaining.
Only 3 against Toronto, which, again,
and that's
if the Yankees
September 5th.
Were to really take care of business against the White Sox and the Nationals, that series could become interesting. The Yanks they're still earning us back. But this weekend in St. Louis opened up some doors.
It opened up some doors. I got to see them actually perform against Boston, teams that have had their team that has had their number, that has played them tough, and they have made them look like silly. Well, it is nice that Toronto, they have an easy schedule, but they have Milwaukee there. If you go into that Toronto series, 3-game series, and it's 5 games, right now it's 5.5, then a sweep is very interesting. But again, Toronto's had their numbers even more than Boston this year. So, like, right. I kind of hate even daydreaming on it, but
Yeah, the division has for 4 years, so that's where it gets scary, and that is the only thing that's fully cooking the books. Because let's say these Yankees do take care of their business against the bad teams, and say again against Boston and Toronto, they end up around 500 ish, which would be better than what they have done. The thing that's lurking that's thrown off the Yankees' math, they have two Orioles series at the end of the season that the Orioles got off to that horrific start. They have, I mean, depending where you start the date, they've been better than the Yankees since probably like June 1st. I'd have to go check.
A lot of
And
things happen.
if there's a team that would like to, reset themselves going into next season and with some divisional Yankees hate, like right now, those games are being counted as easy games, and I don't count those yet.
There is a guy that DM'd me a very interesting stat, and then we can move on. Who is this? I don't know his actual name. Black Irish. DM'd me, and I haven't fact-checked this, but says Alex Cora's overall record after July 31st, including his record against the Yankees. Anyway, versus the Yankees after July 31st, 9-14 at Fenway, 5-16 in the Bronx.
Okay.
So I guess after July 31st, Cora's Red Sox teams stink against the Yankees, statistically speaking.
We're going to find out over 4 games. And yeah, we'll see. Do the Yankees think they've hit the button? They are doing some things differently. All the lefties at the top of the lineup. Not this series. Ben Rice becoming our catcher. Like, there are some actual things have changed. Bednar. Luke, have you seen what Luke Weaver's doing?
Yep. You see Girardi just say, like, everything in my brain this whole series?
Go on.
He was, I like Girardi. A lot of things he said I was like good perspective. And it was getting a lot of credit across the internet. Like, he was getting a lot of love for he was calling things out. He was making decisions. But, yeah, a lot of his stuff that was like off the ball talk, I was just like, yep, been saying that. Like, he was talking about how Luke Weaver's mound presence today. And I was like, yep, it's noticeably much different. And some other shit. And I just kept nodding and like, yep. They said Volpe got a day off, and he goes, I love it.
He cut off Ruocco mid-sentence.
Yeah.
Ruocco's like, yeah, and Volpe gets the day off. I love it. It was his most powerful thing of the weekend.
It was good stuff. So we'll get into it. Good series of baseball.
Let's get into it. Let's get into it with DraftKings, maybe, huh?
DraftKings. It doesn't come in a jar.
Oh. Today's episode is sponsored by DraftKings. Baseball fans, the All-Star break is behind us and the playoff chase is heating up. We just talked about it. Scoreboard watching, drama. There's no better time to jump in with our partners at the DraftKings Sportsbook. Right now, new customers who bet $5 get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use our promo code JMBaseball. $5 on any wager, get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's promo code JMBaseball only at the DraftKings Sportsbook.
Game 1.
Friday night in St. Louis Heel as the Yankees would grab a couple bottles of Andre and take on Palante and the Cardinals. The St. Louis jazz scene was a vibrant mix of influences evolving from early riverboat music to a hub for both traditional experimental jazz forms. Chisholm homers, 3-0 Yanks in the first, 4-0 with Jasson's RBI single in the third. Heel battled out there, 5.1 innings of one-run ball, but it's the 2025 Yankees, so hold on to your butts. It's a 4-3 game in the seventh, but Dreamweave 'em and put him to bed. Nah. Heel to Leiter to Doval to Weave to Bednar. Yanks survive Game 1, 4-3 final.
Put him to bed. Nah.
Put him to bed. Nah.
Scary game, huh? At the end?
I've seen this game every day for the past 2 months, and 60% of the time it goes bad.
Um, I mean, it was kind of clean until the end.
Right.
Until it was like walk, hit by pitch, wild pitch, and then pickoff throw while the guy wasn't watching.
Yeah.
Did you see the replay of, I'm sure they showed it on the broadcast, of Goldie just not looking and then being scared when Weaver threw that at him?
Yeah, that was coming off some light groundskeeping. Goldie starts today, and he had his knee stuff last time that we didn't know what was going to happen. Nice applause today. Classy people of St. Louis, huh? But yeah, what's that about? what's that? Because that's one of those, we have all of our players that came from other organizations and know how to play baseball. Like Goldie, you're on the nice list. That was one of those Rizzo
yeah, but
psychedelic flashback moments.
Weave was doing a trick, and Goldie got tricked.
Right. He's too fast.
I'm gonna send you an angle of it, because the angle on the side view is so funny. There was a lot of really nice defensive plays in this game one, Jake.
I think that had to be you hear guys talk about sometimes a ball gets caught up in a white shirt in the stands. I think that happened because Goldie's
no, he wasn't looking. He was looking at he wasn't looking. He was looking at the runner's feet.
But he comes back.
But it's quick.
And he's Paul Goldchmidt,
Weaver is doing a trick. Like he has
that moment of get out of the way that you're like, oh.
Because I think he heard it coming and then never actually saw it.
Heard it coming. Okay.
This angle is really good.
Is that Stubby Clapp over there?
See, he's not looking at all. He's checking the runner's feet. And Weave is trying to do a very deceptive, I'm stepping on the rubber. Psych!
Yeah. I mean, no, it's a fun little trick move by Weave there. And I think Paul comes back with a second of time, and he just does the panic. Oh,
it's not great. To be honest,
not great. Can't happen.
You got the wild pitch as well, but there were good plays. The first 3 innings all ended with double plays, and some of them are pretty nice.
Yes, and hey, if we go through, parts of this series that have been worrisome and. Oh, we swept, so I guess we do talk about it now. Doval is in a bad place right now. Like if you look at this game, if you look at today's game, he's not pitching right, and he has a little bit of, 2023 Yankees defense in him. That's kind of the problem point of the game. Otherwise, yeah, they're coming out with intent. They got a nice early lead for Gil in a series that was important to how the next week and a half feels.
Belly had 2 good plays at first base. So Belly played first base. Caballero played right field with Goldie out. And Dominguez doesn't play this game? No.
This was...
Yeah, Dominguez... No. Belly was in left.
Yeah. No, Dominguez started in left. Belly moves to left at the end of the game because Goldie comes in for the Luke Weaver trick. So
Belly starts at the start of this game. He starts 2 double plays, or he's at the tail end of 1 double play. It's McMahon to Jazz. And then there's this one that he starts at first base. And then the last out of the game, Belly's in left, and now he makes the sliding play.
You don't have any stats on sliding catches, do you?
I do.
Oh.
I do. So anyway, it was good defense, and then the pitchers kind of were all the bad defense. Weaver, wild pitches, Doval hit by pitch, walking. The actual defenders played well.
3 stolen bases, Jazz and Cabby for 2.
Cabby's, I hope people have that taste out of his first appearance out of their mouth. He has been very good.
He's been great. Yeah. And Weaver and Bednar on the back end. I know it's turning into this whole societal thing. Everyone's yelling, but They're good.
Yeah.
Bednar's tough to keep up with his pitch mix.
With who? Weave?
Bednar.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he visually tricks me on his curveball.
Yeah.
I'm just like, whoa. My brain
he
wasn't
opened
ready
up
for that.
one batter double curveball. I was like, okay. Like he has 3 fun pitches and he pitches.
Any other decisions that we need to discuss on the bench? Because Boone's been doing new stuff. I'm trying to think on this one.
Yeah, we were wondering if we were going to see Stanton. Austin Wells comes in late in this game. I don't think so.
All right, let's go to game 2.
Getting belly to left field, but later.
Things have been a little gray in Yankee land, but hopefully there would be sunny days ahead against the former pinstriper and Cardinal ace. Could Max Fried end his summer slump? Nope. 5 runs in the first 2 innings makes it tough to win against Mason, but sometimes the solution is to put it in Rice. 6 RBI on 2 swings from Big Ben. The Yanks are working, up 9-5, but it's the 2025 Yankees, so hold on to your butts. Gorman homers to make it 9-7, but a 3-run 7th inning, including McMahon's first Yankee homer, formerly in Big Mac land. The Yanks take game 2, 12-8 final.
One of those games where they were able to outslug their mistakes and bad starting from Fried.
Yeah,
I guess
really.
Fried's not going to get talked about since they swept.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we could do negative-ish awards, but we can talk about it now. Because, yeah, there was a moment where you're like, hey, maybe is this going to be Fried's shake-it-off moment? Because he comes out after 2 bad innings, Taylor Swift. He comes out after his 2 bad innings, and then he puts 3 goose eggs on the board that you're like, hey, maybe this is going to be like the Fried bounce-back moment where okay, it was a bad start. He said, screw it. He ended up giving him 4 more innings. Let's go. He comes out for that next inning, gets popped again to give him one of his worst stat lines on the season. And, yeah, it's one thing to outslug your mistakes against, some of the pitchers we saw in the Twin series. Hey, to do it against Sonny Gray, that means a little more.
Ben Rice, stud.
Ben Rice.
Obviously Grisham as well. McMahon finally pops his first homer. You've been wanting that.
I mean, the St. Louis fans seeing Ben Rice and Will Warren just saying that's our kind of sexy.
Bednar. Put it to Bednar.
Bednar. What else do we like here?
I mean, I didn't like some stuff in this game.
Okay.
I just don't think that's the winning formula against good teams. So that's why, like, a game like this against the Cardinals, against the Twins, against, like, the lesser teams, non-playoff teams, I guess, it doesn't move the needle. Like, I'm happy they're collecting the wins, and that's going to help them in the standings, like I said. But as far as, like, did this series give me more faith in this team come postseason? No, because of games like this. It's like sloppy, dude.
Fair on the sloppy point, but another comeback, which I'm not gonna knock. I'm not gonna knock a comeback with slugging because that's how a lot of comebacks happen. So, yes, the sloppiness is going to be. It's been the must-watch thing with the Yankees for 2 years now. But the fact that they are slugging, I do want to do some Jake-alytics at some point because, they keep posting Yankees have the highest OPS, Yankees have the most home runs, they have the most 10-run games, that it's almost, okay, so what if we take out the 10-run games? And if you did that for all the teams, it's kind of that consistency number. You like going through the box scores of individual players and seeing how many games did you contribute. Like if you cook the books on those and you take out some of the Yankees' biggest games against the bad teams, what's the day in, day out of it look like. But there was a while early on this season we were saying the Yankees didn't have a lot of comebacks, and now it feels like a trick in their bag.
Oh, I asked, what is the Yankees' record in games where they score less than 10 runs? And it gave me, in the history of baseball, 9,045 to 8,151. What is the 2025 Yankees record where they score less than 10 runs? 51 and 56.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Potentially, because they've won. They're 9-1 in games. They've won 10 runs. They lost the Marlins game. It feels a little off, but
yeah, it doesn't feel like the math adds up. How many times have the Yankees scored 10 runs in a game?
I think it was 10 coming into today.
Okay. This says 17.
Okay. Yes, before the game said 10, but
yeah, I wonder what. Oh my God, 20 runs? They scored 20 runs one time?
AI.
No, that was the Milwaukee game.
I was talking about the stat from before. Yeah. Remember when we used to just take out the Milwaukee game stats?
I'm looking at the baseball reference. It looks like they have done it 17 times.
Okay.
So that's like a really weird Jacolytics that I'm trying to wrap my head around.
Yeah, I will do it another. I'll bring it for Tuesday.
I like it, though. I didn't expect them to have a losing record, but they've scored 10 runs like almost too many times.
Which, again, you have to draw a cutoff line somewhere because they shouldn't be necessarily knocked for that, but also, yeah.
Base reference has like 16, so it's all over the place.
Okay.
Anything else in this
Caballero
game?
and Dominguez stealing bases again, the speedy Yanks.
The base stealing stats are crazy. They have the most steals. Did I text you guys that one?
Yep.
Like in the last 24 games, only the Mariners have more steals than them. Like, I don't know. It hasn't felt like that to me, I guess. I haven't felt like I'm watching a ton of base stealing. It feels like if there's a weak catcher, then they're going to go off, but they're not like a steal out. They're not like this guy's going to go get this bag. You know what I mean?
I would disagree with Caballero. Caballero has come to the team as the best base stealer in the league, and I think we've just mentally pocketed that. And the other part of it that's just Jazz, after going 70% Jazz and not stealing bases at all, has gone full Looney Tunes in that time period. So there's been a couple that, like, the broadcast has done I wonder if the Yankees are going to go here, and they like go on the first pitch. So I don't know if it's something from the team or if it's literally just, hey, we added the best stolen base guy in the AL, and Jazz has flipped a switch.
Yeah, because it's just been Jazz and Caballero, and then a smattering of people that have one stolen base.
Right. Trent's added it to his game again if they need one.
Dominguez got thrown out twice in the series, 2 times recently.
He was once in game 2. Did they get him in game 1? Yeah.
Game 1, I think, is the one he had stolen and overslid.
Yeah. Overslid it.
Game 1, right?
Yep. So the stat is, this is before game 3. Yankees recorded 11 stolen bases over their last 5 games, 28 stolen bases over the last 17 games, 30 stolen bases over the last 19 games, and 31 over the last 21, which is the first time a Yankees team has stolen that many bases in that period of time since 2011. And it's the second most in that stretch behind the Mariners. So you've been watching an elite base stealing team.
Base stealing team, yeah.
base stealing team.
Yeah.
Jazz still didn't score on that Goldie play.
Yeah.
Couldn't find it.
Right.
So someone's got to yell louder? Because I understand he's stealing second.
Right. Yeah, he's got to look back, right?
He did look just too late. I don't know.
Yeah.
Kind of bizarre. Sweep is on the line.
Sweeping up. A sweep would go for miles against Michaelis and the Birds, with young William Warren looking to conquer the gateway to the west. Scoreless into the fourth. Left side. Strong side. All three players from the left side of the field, Dominguez, McMahon, and Caballero, a gentleman, all had RBI singles. It's 3-0 Yanks, but it's the 2025 Yankees, so hold on to your butts. Warren runs out of steam, and Doval gets steamed. It's 4-3 Cardinals in the sixth, but the sac fly is underrated as Belly ties it in the seventh. And in the ninth, the Cardinals say, our year is done. Go ride on without us. Caballero gets on his horse. Sajasi throws it to no one. The Yanks put up 4, including a tribute double to Paul Goldchmidt. Warren to Devin to Doval to Hill to Weave. Yanks sweep St. Louis and win it 8-4 final.
How sweet it is to be loved by you. Kind of crazy, like, it was a close game. When they tied it 3-3, and then they took the lead, I was like, oh. I should have seen that coming. I looked at this game thinking we were in the 8th or whatever, and it was the 4th inning. I was like, this is the slowest doggone game I ever seen.
Chime change maybe gets you a little bit? Time zone?
No, then Girardi and Rucco said the same thing. They're like, he's like, what a game that seems to be going on forever.
It's too hot.
That's what Girardi, they're like, it's too hot. These guys are moving slow. Umpire's not calling strikes.
Yeah, tough. Some weird ump calls. Our guy gets tossed for the Cardinals, and the whole Brad Ausmus gate you opened the show with.
Yep. Brad did not get tossed, but a member of his bench did. Tanner Swanson, catching coach.
You guys getting any of this thunder lightning storm around me? Because it's borderline scary.
We're supposed to be getting it. When I got a sliver of sky I can see. Actually hilarious.
Okay. Get that pic to the Talkin' Yanks chat.
If you can. I'm at the office. Can't see the outside world.
No windows.
But yeah, it was supposed to be storming.
Okay. Yeah, I guess for me, I'll jump to the ninth tie game. I tweeted out in live time the 7th inning when Doval gives up the homer, and the Yankees have the top of their lineup coming up. And Leahy, he's coming out for his 2nd inning of work, where his 1st inning wasn't great. Like, McMahon just hit a bullet double play ball. Otherwise, that could have been a bad inning very quickly. Leahy comes out for his 2nd inning. It's the top of the Yankees lineup that if you get punched in that's your window, huh?
Yeah, that's my window to the sky.
I mean, that's just for critters to come in.
I think it's just if there's a fire and I fit.
That's for families of small animals.
But I can see the sky.
You can see the sky. That they get that run in the 7th on the sac fly from Belly. And then in the 9th, okay, Sajasi, that throw was shocking to everyone, I think, especially Sajasi. But it was Caballero running, who leads the American League in steals. That, okay, in past Yankee years, that would have been Josh Donaldson running. And the second baseman doesn't even worry about rushing the throw. So I shouldn't give Caballero too much credit there. But also, and there was a lot of weird scoring decisions in this game. It was making Girardi pretty mad. The Belly 2-run play, that should have just been a hit. Like, the infield was in.
I don't know why that's not a hit. That'll be changed.
That was shocking, right?
I'm reserving my like frustration with it because I think it'll get changed.
How on earth was that an error?
I don't know.
Why didn't the broadcast talk about that a little more when it was like one of the topics of the game?
They did. They brought it back up twice because they talked about scoring, and then Ruka was like, I'm still waiting for them to change the other one.
It's weird.
Yeah, because they were talking about having to get the white out a lot doing their books. That's a hit. It'll get changed. Don't worry about it. Base hit. I'm here to tell you if it goes to the players committee, they'll change it.
Should be an easy change.
A lot of good stuff this game.
Okay.
I think. Right? I mean, there was still Jazz throwing the ball away, which gave the extra base, which led to the run. That wasn't good.
He's making a baseball play, so that's kind of like what an error's supposed to be. But
yeah, I watched the high home because I was like, what's going on with Rice? If anyone saw it, Rice is backing up the throw. It hit the bats in the circle.
It's tough.
It was like rolling, and he's tracking the roll on the ground, and it hits the donuts or the weighted bat in the on-deck circle and pops up and then like beats him like a changeup.
Crazy.
Yeah, it still would have had second, I think, even if he got it clean.
Yeah, he had a panic moment where he was looking like it wasn't worthwhile, and then he saw it shoot away, and he was like, okay. Like that.
Yeah,
that's
popped
what we're doing.
up on him.
Joe's McFly just sent something in the Yankees chat, which I don't know if you guys want to comment on that.
I'm looking. Some sort of vegetable.
It looks like the purple eggplant emoji.
Could mean anything.
It does.
It looks like that, at least.
Yeah. I think I saw him tweet he was going to release.
Hot.
Doval's still an issue, and he's like a top 3 guy. So he's kind of doing like the Devin Williams from earlier. Like he's giving up the runs but not hurting the game, so we're not really like too fiery yet. But the moment, like if in the Tampa series Doval comes in and gives up like the lead, all of a sudden it becomes like an eruption of like, get him the fuck out of these innings. I feel like it's not there yet.
You're right. He probably gets a trial game in Tampa to see if he can look good. And Yankee fans might not want to hear this, but him and Williams could be ships passing in the night that Devin may have jumped him.
It's so funny because the only scouting report I like read on Doval I was on the Reddit threads, and people in San Francisco were like, he hates the pressure. So I don't think this is going to be good. I read it was like a paragraph detailing it with some information. And I was like, oh, that's not great.
Yeah, I think he's got one of those personalities that goes either way. Like I want to say he's more of a Bernie. Like he's just a cerebral, like.
I like that. I like that take.
Yeah, like I think he's like just life is bigger than baseball. He just happens to be a baseball pitcher because his arm moves like nobody's arm has ever moved. That, yeah, it can go one way or the other.
I like that.
Like, remember when he joined the team on the team flight, and I think Kay was on the broadcast, and he's like, I never seen this. He shook literally everyone's hand. That I've heard he's a good dude, but yeah, that can go either direction in New York. Which that's funny.
Yeah, it is.
When it's going good, it's good.
Good guy. Probably could not work.
Like Belly.
Kind of like Belly.
Like he's not giving like Bednar screaming, pounding fists. No. Like he's not giving that energy. It's almost like Weaver and Belly. They're almost so much like the tranquil route.
Right.
Although Weaver kind of turns into, he goes from it depending. And that's why he's the best.
Oh.
You want to do awards? I thought, well, the only thing, I don't know if this is going to be an award. If it's not, if it is, I'll say it quickly. Like they finally gave Volpe the day of rest and utilized having backup shortstop Caballero on the roster and Volpe double off day, who was just in a, like we talked about last episode, his stats were trending the same exact way as last year. Hopefully, we see it pick up.
Yeah, and hey, at least it's an acknowledgement from the Yankees that, because a few times they've hid behind the fact that there is no backup shortstop, which they had an argument. They had an argument with Peraza hitting the worst anyone's ever hit. That now you have Caballero, who's playing well, who plays a good defensive shortstop, who's an incredible base runner. Like, yeah.
I did also want them to do the bench moves they did today, and they did. Like, when it was a close game, the Yankees took a big lead, but when it was a close game going to later innings, I was having a debate with myself, like, well, I'd move Cabby to left and bring Volpe in at short. That's your best defense. But then I was saying, no, but I want Volpe to have the day off because it's going to help his next 2 weeks so much more. But ultimately, they did make the move. I mean, they pinch hit Stanton for, what was the move? They pinch hit Stanton for Rice?
For Rice versus a lefty.
So they pinch hit Stanton for Rice. Volpe pinch runs for Stanton, which surprised the booth because now you're using more players because you're going to have to bring in Austin Wells to catch. So, yeah, I don't know. They made like a winning. I've had a couple hot Yankee moments today, which I don't think I've been depicting that energy. One just happened, and people just saw it live. That, like, the Yankees made winning moves today, and here we are sitting here like, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, like, Wells, Volpe, you have to go in and play an inning.
Even if Stanton didn't pinch hit and didn't get on base, I still would have liked them to do that.
Right.
And put Cabby in left and Volpe at short. And when they did it, Girardi's like, well, this is their best defense. I'm like, yeah.
The other one, this is pretty good. I went out before the game started. I got a coffee. I was like, you know what? I'm going to sip a coffee, write some burns, watch the game. What
Smoke
a treat.
A cig, read the paper.
I'm walking back, and I'm having an internal conversation with myself about the Yankees. And the conversation that I bring to Talkin' Yanks, I'd say once a week, about how the brand and business of the Yankees is winning and how they just need to separate baseball and business, and baseball should have the priority because if they win, the business will be good. You guys just saw what a World Series loss did financially. Imagine what a World Series win would be. So that conversation I just had with myself on the street, walking with my coffee, I had the end of it out loud. And I turned and looked, and there was a woman in her car looking at me. And I just let out a big, like, horse flap with my lips, a big, and she started laughing. It was pretty good.
You went full Charlie Kelly, just cigarette, newspaper, beer, talking to yourself as you walk down the street.
I'm Nick Turturro. I'm Nick Turturro's son.
You're Nick Turturro's son, yeah.
I said out loud, the business of the Yankees is winning baseball.
No way.
It is.
That's crazy. The woman just saw you. You were bobbing your head.
Yes.
You definitely bobbing your head. Shoulders were going up and down.
No headphones.
Did you stop?
No headphones and flip-flop sandals, so I couldn't move too fast.
Did you break stride, like pause, and then say that out loud to yourself?
No, I was just doing like head turns. Like there was two people conversating. But yeah, I had the moment where I spoke out loud, and then I looked up to be like, oh, shoot. And then there was a woman staring at me.
The business of the Yankees is winning baseball.
I've gone too far from that.
Oh, it's crazy.
I can put Stanton to the side, and we've seen weird stuff with his body, and okay, whatever. But, like, yeah, Volpe and Wells was the move.
Yeah. No, it was. You got better at defense. It's great. All right, let's get to awards. Second half of the show.
Pride of the Yankees is brought to you by DraftKings. Use code YANKS when you sign up with the DraftKings Sportsbook.
Pride of the Yankees.
Pride of the Yankees.
Pride of the Yankees.
Yeah.
Am I first here?
Yeah, it's Sunday.
Holy cow.
Sunday, Jakey, Sunday. Someday you'll be a man.
Okay. There's options, pa.
For Pride?
There's options, yeah. I mean, if I had a nasty streak in me, I could take Weave. I'm not gonna do that. I think I'll take the layup. I'll go Ben Rice, man. How about
Ben
it?
Rice.
I as the trade deadline approached, and this Yankee team needs help and the future of the Yankees needs help, I was kind of in the camp of, hey, if there's a right deal that comes along, and I can hide behind those words because what the hell's a right deal? But if there was a right deal for the Yankees that involved Ben Rice, I was kind of an advocate of, hey, the kid is cool. I like him. The story seems great. Do I know he's going to be the anchor at Yankees first base or catcher the next 5 years? No. And often in baseball, it goes the other way, unless you're one of these top dudes. Ben Rice, the at-bats going back to last year have been great throughout. He beefed up in the offseason, and you've seen the results of that power-wise. And now we don't flinch when Ben Rice is at the top of the lineup because he gives a mean, tough at-bat. And it I was going to say ultimated, but that's not a word. It ultimated in a 7 RBI day and a big Yankees comeback.
What are his numbers on the year now?
Okay.
They're still not. Are they? Is his OPS in the H yet on the year?
Let's see. A 334 on base and a 469 slugging. That tells me, yeah, he's just there.
Wow.
803. Right?
What? I didn't see the numbers you said, but I believe you.
And he has significant enough splits that like what Ben Rice has been against right-handed pitching is a really good baseball player. He's our catcher.
Yeah, I mean, even like recently, I think he's hitting everything. 12 of his last 24 hits have gone for extra bases. So that's good.
Coming into today, he had an 848 OPS against righties. That's high-level stuff.
That is good. And there's a lot of righties out there.
And listeners of this show, if they were paying attention to you, Jim, they could have known there was a path for Ben Rice to be our catcher in August, September.
Yeah. Find that clip. Couple things I've been on top of this, like two things I've been on. And that was one of them that I was like, I kind of said this way before anyone else was saying this.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, I feel like we were the first to vocalize that Dominguez has no playoff starting path. And that maybe is a conversation for later.
Yeah, maybe we push that a little bit after Pride.
Yeah. I'll give my pride.
Sure.
My pride's going to the big sleep.
Wow.
I mean, he's gotten himself into just like a great year. Especially you tack the expectations on there as well. It's he just continues to deliver and like deliver in nice moments. He's got him and Rice, he got like the same exact OPS, I think. 803, it says here on my computer.
Wow.
21 home runs. I mean, Trent Grisham, 16 of his 21 home runs this season have either tied the game or given the Yankees the lead. Now, I wish they would like say in the 6th, 7th, or 8th inning, 9th inning, because leadoff home runs give you the lead. He's reached base in 28 of his last 36 games with a plate appearance. So that's good. Although he got to walk today. So that continues. So it's actually 29 of his last 37 so that's like a 375 on base percentage in that stretch. He's like, he cooled down considerably, I think. And we were like, well, is he pumpkin mode? He's not going to be the carriage that he was at the first half because that was crazy. As of right now, he's kind of settling into like a good spot. Like if he contributes in September too, like that's a pretty good consistent year from Grisham. Because even when he was dead, he wasn't like dead.
Yeah, he's the perfect example of, if you actually have a good eye and take productive at bats, you can survive having a slump. And he's just been good this year. I forget if it was like 3 weeks ago that I was just like, hey, I'm all in. Trent won me over. Joe's McFly, who every now and then does have a word of wisdom, that I had some nerves about Trent, and he was like, dude, sometimes guys just have a year in baseball, and Trent's doing that. And he's like, he has been an MLB player. He's 28 years old. Like, it's not insane that this can happen. It happens every year in baseball. I don't know what it means for the future, for us or Trent. But yeah, I mean, I just talked about Ben Rice being our 2-hole hitting catcher. Trent Grisham's our leadoff center fielder, and we kind of like that on a given night.
Yeah, I think it means that a team is going to give him money that the Yanks probably won't match next year, and a team where like his talents go kind of to the waste because he's not going to be the guy in the lineup if there's not other guys. Seems like if a team gets him, like, dude, you're going to be our big 3-4, building a lineup around you, or like you're like a main cog. Like, I feel like he likes being a little less expectations. One of the more low-key guys we've seen.
Yeah. Where's Texas? Could he be a Houston guy? Texas Rangers.
I was thinking if like
Texas.
the Reds or
I was Reds.
picked him up to be like, yeah, like, you know, you're a mainstay. Be
We're adding an all-around
Here's
guy.
3 years, you're the guy.
His worst month was June, and in that month he still had a 340 on base percentage. So his worst OPS in June was 690. Otherwise, it's been, you know, it's 819 right now. So
If that's your worst month, can work with
That's
that.
good.
yeah, and
The others are good.
he had the 4-hit game in this series, and he gave Rice the scouting report that he had a big 12-6 curveball, and then Rice clears the bases on the big 12-6 curveball.
Boom.
So that's communication.
I bring the boom to you.
Big sleep. That's my pride.
It's a good one.
How many prides has he gotten?
Ooh,
Bajillion?
interesting. Yeah, as we approach the end of the year, we got to start, we're talking about the Yankees standings and schedule. We got to start getting our year-end stats lined up.
I believe today is somehow just his 4th pride, which I think is how he likes it.
Yeah, if I had to guess, Jake's never given it to him once.
That would be a genuine guess by you.
Maybe.
Joe's gave it to
Probably
him when
once.
he plays.
Maybe you've given it to him once, Jake. Maybe it was like the 3rd series of the year against the Pirates, and you were flippantly. Maybe you've given it to him twice, even. And Joe's gave it to him another time, and it's the first time all season I gave it to him.
It can be confusing to listen to.
It's tough.
Are the
tough.
people that consume Talkin' Yanks by only reading the transcript? That could be a tough section.
Run-on sentence. Run-on sentence.
Right.
You have to read the transcript, then get Grammarly on your computer and punch it up.
Ad.
That was an ad.
Future ad.
MFer, get control of your bench, Brad.
All right. And know what?
Like, if
I don't
there's
have
a
this on-
hierarchy, right? People don't realize this.
I don't have this on the best authority, but when Marmal got tossed for St. Louis, Brad kind of thought that might be an opportunity. He was nudging Booney like, you should get tossed. You should get tossed. Just a power play. Just kind of a sad power play.
Because he didn't want to go talk to Swanson.
Right.
That's his guy, you know?
Hey,
The
Booney,
coaches
you get Swanson. I'll deal with the Cardinals. It's good to see. When's his last MFer?
They said it's been this long since a sweep. It was like the Mariners right before the All-Star break, I think.
Second to last series before the break, sweep the Mariners. We recorded on July 10th. That was the last sweep. So this is his first of the second half.
And he earned it.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
Regular old awards are brought to you by Caldera Lab. Let's be real. Most skincare products aren't made for men, and when they are, they're usually not great. Overcomplicated, questionable ingredients, or they just don't bring the results. That's where Caldera Lab comes in. They've redefined men's skincare by combining advanced science with high-quality, non-toxic ingredients to create a simple, effective routine that actually works. Each product, the good, the eye serum, the base layer, formulated to support skin health and improve the health and look and feel of your skin. 100% of Caldera Lab users said their skin looks smoother and healthier. I'm just going to stop there. That's kind of all you need to know. Skincare doesn't have to be complicated, but it should be good. Upgrade your routine with Caldera Lab. See the difference for yourself. Go to calderalab.com/Yanks and use code Yanks at checkout for 15% off your first order. I go first, huh?
You go first here on this program today.
I will give out the Reek Award.
Reek.
Reek.
Game of Thrones. Reek was the one that got broken, right? Or Reek was Reek the one that got the dogs sicked on him or sicked the dogs?
Depends which scene. He was formerly Theon Greyjoy, who became the guys. He got tortured and broken.
Okay. Tortured and broken.
Was that fishing?
No, it was reading the sonar.
Okay.
Is this a negative award? I'm gonna go Max Fried.
No. The other identifiable thing that made Reek was he had no D. And as we just talked about and mentioned with Jasson Dominguez, the lack of defense continues. We saw a couple misplays on the one. I think that was game one in left field. Again, I mentioned this a couple episodes ago. He has this pause before he throws that now is just deep in my head. We were having some Talkin Yanks group chat conversation about Dominguez and can't start him come October and all that kind of stuff. He ends up having a nice series offensively, 5 for 14, 3 RBI, stolen base. But the defense and this Yankees Achilles heel, as we talked about them being so strong offensively, or they can be so strong offensively, is the defense that, there was a conversation about Dominguez in the playoffs. He can't start. I kind of did a head tilt in a nice way that Dominguez is a perfect bench piece come the postseason in the way that he can run really well. He could pinch hit against a tough righty, and I would feel good against him. And the other thing that sometimes happens in a postseason is that weird stuff happens, or guys slump, or guys get hurt. That if Dominguez is your depth piece as the young electric ball player, like this is a guy that we talked about, was he going to win the leadoff spot? Because that's how much we liked his at-bats. So, in a series where it's a big outfield, we heard about that a lot with Stanton not playing. I know it still hits a weird chord with people, but the way this team is constructed with Senor Sleep, Cody Bellinger, Stanton, Judge, Dominguez is the odd man out, and there's a way you can be sad about that if you like your young Yankees players. There's a way you should be really excited about that, because as a depth piece, it's about as exciting as it can get, and depth used to matter.
Depth used to matter. He's a good bench piece as if he can run. They really can't start him in a postseason series. If they're in a 3-game wild card series, he can't start. It'll tear me up inside if they do. And I want to make sure, like, he's 22 years old. I am not down on him as a player. There's clearly some growth. I need the Yankees to do it, get him out there. I'd almost love to send him down and just give him 2-week crash course in left field and just, like, play without the scaries involved. But But I was going to give him an award. I was torn between two names. One was the Happy Mother Award. The other was a Super Glue. Because, yes, Jake, I do have stats about diving/sliding. Because we said this a couple episodes ago, like, have you ever seen him leave his feet? And I couldn't recall him ever leaving his feet. Right. Inside Edge keeps track of dives, outfield dives, and outfield slides. So I went through, it kind of had to run it because they were separate, and I found every outfielder that has played 500 innings in the outfield this season. There's 76 players. Now, he has played 696. There's 50, he's the 54th on innings in the outfield this year. Of those 76 players that have played 500 innings in the outfield, there is one that, according to Inside Edge, has never left his feet. 0 dives, 0 slides.
Okay.
I mean, if you think you can conjure a guess, I'll allow it.
What farm system did they come from?
The Yankees.
Okay. Jahmai Jones? I don't...
People are still saying his natural position is center field. Like, Yanks would have done something. I think his natural position is hitter, and the Yanks didn't teach him defense.
Yes.
He might be more comfortable in center field, but guess what? He's not as good as the guys out there that are Gold Glovers. So I can't. He's so bad at defense right now that I can't like handle that excuse or whatever. But I do agree with it. He's out of his element. The Yankees are going to fuck him up if they keep doing this. But also, like, he's never dove or slid once.
Right. And that's where I think Girardi was on it on the broadcast today, and he was saying a little bit of what I'm saying. Like, it's his rookie year, and Girardi was saying he hasn't played a ton of games, like, even throughout the minors. Like, especially the corners and Major League outfield, like, you should expect rookies to work on things and get better. You have to stay in Major League Baseball. That Dominguez, for this rookie year, there's parts of it that are a success. There's parts of it that are not. That I just think the people defending Dominguez and the people knocking Dominguez is one of those overlaps where you're saying 90% of the same stuff. And that's where I've just tried to go glass half full with it, that, hey, if we need Dominguez and there's a big outfield and Stanton right now isn't a part of it, that's a hell of a dude to plug in against a right-handed pitcher. And depending what a playoff lineup looks like and how that game goes, that's a hell of a guy you can potentially plug in. That, I don't know. I almost feel like if this was the 90s Yanks, here we go. This is the guy talking him to himself on the streets. If this was the 90s Yanks, people would be stoked to be like, we got Dominguez coming off the bench. Now it's like a fight over it. That I just think everyone's on the same team and not realizing it.
The other interesting thing about him that I'm realizing is not realizing that, and he's still 22, so the power's going to come. But he's got no pop this year at all. Like, he's got 9 homers, and majority of his doubles are hustle doubles, like speed doubles, not he hit it off the wall doubles. Like, I haven't seen the spray chart. I wonder how many times he's put it over the outfielder's head. Like, he's 8 for his last 19, 0 extra base hits. He's stealing, so that's fine. And if that's the player he is, if he could play defense, I'd love that. Brett Gardner was a great complimentary player to a team. Like, if that's who he is. But I feel like he's not that as a hitter. He's going to grow into power.
Yeah, I mean, he had the big homer day against the Athletics, and then since then, like, that's where he changed his season a little bit. That if you're going to play that level of defense, you need to be a certain level of offensive player. That, I mean, since the 2 homer game against the Mets, he's had a 540 OPS. So, like, that's unplayable.
Wow, that's not good. 540. Hey, some fun with numbers.
Okay.
Which outfielder on the Yankees do you think has dove the most?
Dove and slid?
Dove versus slid. And again, inside edge is like they're not the same. A human like tags this. I would guess it's head first or feet first is literally what they do.
If it's head first only, I would probably go Judge.
Yeah.
Because he kind of has his signature knees hit first to take the fall away head first dive.
Yep. And Belly only has one because Belly, when you think of him, he's always feet first, like sliding.
And he's a goddamn peacock. I forget. It was during the Yankees' misery times. There was a ball that got hit to the corner that he slid to pick up just for fun. I think it literally was like a Devin Williams hit that ended the game for a loss, basically. But Belly just slid into the right field corner like a kid showboating at an AAU tournament, but he wasn't.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, that's the weird thing about Dominguez never sliding. Like, you know, you picture Gardner playing outfield, like, or center fielders like Bernie. Like, if there's a ball in the gap, they like slide to corral it and have their momentum changing. Like, it's a very common thing for outfielders to do.
It's a way to stabilize your head and still catch the ball.
Yeah. Now, the only two outfielders for the Yankees have slid. Trent Grisham is not a feet first guy. He's 8 dives,
okay,
0 slides. Judge, 13 dives, 0 slides. Bellinger, it was like 3 dive, or it was 1 dive for Belly, 7 slides, which matches the eye test.
Yeah,
for me. So anyway, good award. That was like the only one I prepped. I'm going to go with the Cashman's New Kid Award.
What is it?
Cashman's New Kid Award.
Cashman's New Kid Award. Cashman's New Kid Award.
Yes.
Interesting. Caballero.
I thought that was an easy hint for you, New Kid.
Okay. I needed a second, dog. I'm not going to fish for hints like some people.
I was reading the sonar. Jose Caballero plays in all 3 games, and Cashman was in town.
Oh.
And someone tweeted out an awesome piece of fan fiction that Cashman had to go to St. Louis and knock on the door and say, "Boone, I got this kid for a reason. Play him." I honestly don't think that happened, but I also love the fan fiction of it.
All right.
Like, why'd we get him? He plays all 3 games. He shows out, basically. He made a diving catch in right field in game 1. He made a nice play to end inning at shortstop. He had a .455 batting average, .538 on base percentage. He dropped a perfect bunt. He hit behind the runners in the middle of the rally today. So yesterday drops a perfect bunt because he's a table setter. And like, I'll just do this. This is my part. The next day, drops third game, hits behind the runner to keep the inning alive and score a run. Hey-oh. That's a nice, if you're like a defensive first, not power having bat at short, nice to be able to do those things. And then move to the outfield and help out over there.
How do you use him going forward?
I play him for Jasson and Volpe and rotate him.
Starting?
I'd put those 3 in some sort of rotation where he's in there 3 out of 5 games minimum because he is useful off the bench.
He is useful off the bench. It's going to be interesting to see in Tampa. Is Stanton going to go play right field again? Because they've kind of alluded to he will today. I would assume Stanton plays the first game in right field and then they rest him for Boston. Hilarious. But yeah, I mean, Caballero's been playing great. That's the other thing of this. It's not like when you that bunt.
That bunt was perfect. I mean, even the crazy error that you've talked about today in Game 3, but like, Caballero's one of the faster guys going.
Well, the whole point of speed, and we've talked about an OPSS plus stat that has stolen bases, which isn't a true measure of speed necessarily, as we've talked about with some different players, but he has real speed, he has stolen base speed, and he's been hitting. Like, it's, if you have Caballero's kind of speed, you can be a solid MLB player with a 670 OPS. Since he's been a Yankee, he has an OPS in the eights that I don't expect that to continue, but it also ties into, if you have a guy who's playing well, continue to play them.
Yeah.
So him playing in every game in this series, and it being against the Rays, that doesn't actually matter, but in my head it matters more. That, like, do they get Jazz out for a game? Like, Caballero probably starts both games in my head.
He should. Like, it should not be a big
well.
It should not be a big deal.
Yeah.
He should be in the rotation with Dominguez and Volpe, if not playing more than one of those guys. Choose whoever you want. Now, Volpe is good on defense again. Like, he is back, returned to form, so he's got to roll. It's also crazy that, like, look at Cabby and how valuable he is, and, like, Volpe has just been, like, they've anchored him. Like, it's like they limited him into such a position of, this is what you are and this is all you are, and hit for power. It's like, look what you can do to help a team.
The Milwaukee Brewers just went on and are still on one of the best stretches of baseball we've seen recently. And it's a lot of guys built like Volpe and Caballero, and most of them play more like Caballero than Volpe.
I mean, Volpe's numbers come in bunches like he's Bobby Abreu.
Oh.
Or Giambi. He was a classic, like, they come in bunches guy. Like, Volpe streaks like a power hitter.
Those two are also legendary on base guys, which has been
Volpe's
the big
not.
difference.
He's not.
Yes.
But Volpe has homered in back-to-back games 4 times this season. And I went and checked how many times, like, he has, like, patches of extra base hits. And I find a couple that were, like, deserted extra base hits.
Right.
Because he's just a power swing. So he's going to run into bad pitchers, and it's crazy. Like, Caballero they're right. If they were worried that they were going to play Caballero and that was going to be eye-opening and a bad look for what they have done to Volpe and not coached him to be, it is.
Yeah.
Like, he helped the team in many different ways. In the outfield, in the infield, with a bunt, with a single, with a stolen base. Like, crazy.
Yeah, and it's congrats to Caballero. Volpe's last 2 weeks, his last 13 games, if you take out the 12-13 nightmare game where he had 4 hits, it's 149, 216 on base, of 514 OPS. So that is someone you sit for a day when you have another player on your team that plays their position that's playing really well. Like that, we shouldn't have to play scared in the Volpe world of, oh my God. Like, no, that's just baseball.
Volpe's on base his first year 283, last year 293, because he switched his approach so drastically. And then this year, 283. Like, Caballero should be an open competition at camp next year. And it's crazy if it's not. And disrespectful.
Well, I think it's going to get interesting in these next couple weeks that we teed up the episode with, that the Yankees have, like, admitted are more important. We've seen them make a couple decisions. You texted before the game, like, Caballero starts today, right? And Caballero did start today. So, like, Bednar's going out for these long innings. Weaver's going out for long innings. Like, the Yankees are treating stuff with a little more respect, which shouldn't be a thing. I mean, there's a certain point you shouldn't be running your relievers ragged in the middle of May, but you got to win baseball games.
Your next award?
My next award, huh? Let's see. Where do I want to go with this? I like him. Let's go with you. You forget your first.
Ooh. Judge. McMahon.
I'd have to check the tape on that.
I was referring to him as an honorary judge, like a nickname,
don't-
Judge McMahon.
I think if they bring that to replay,
I think there's no spacing, and that helps me out.
that's we'll let the people at MLB headquarters deal with that one.
No, I'd like it in someone else's hands.
McMahon gets his first home run. And not to be rude, it was actually a nice insurance home run, 9-7 to 10-7. That does matter. The optics of it were horrible. St. Louis doesn't have a yellow lineup for their homer wall, and they have a wall right behind their wall. I thought it was in play. That for his first Yankee homer that had been lurking for a little bit, it could be a signature one into the bleachers. He's had a couple big at-bats with runners on. Instead of a solo homer in St. Louis that looked like a double, I'm happy for him, and there's a little bit of sarcasm in my voice. I couldn't believe this. Like, that just looks like more wall.
Yeah, I don't like the. That one's got the ledge, so I get that. But the lines, the stadiums that just have the lines, irk me. Like, it should have to clear something.
It should look like a home run, not an active ball in play.
That's true.
Just one man's opinion.
I have a sneeze coming on. He
Okay.
had a nice play at third. He had an error, Jake. What do you
He had an
error.
error, which was inaccurately scored, and then it was properly scored. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's the feel of the game, which we don't need to go in at this point of the episode. I see a ground ball hit to McMahon, and I am stoked.
He turned a nice double play. Him to Jazz, and then belly on the pick from game one. Like, that was pretty nice.
For a guy that's not a natural swagger hound, there's a little bit in his defense that, like, when a ball's going to him, he almost has a moment of, like, get ready for the show. Like, this is what I do here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like the quiet kid stepping to the front of the line, ground ball line, and just being, like, pounding his glove twice and just being like, here I go.
Hey,
My turn.
show them how to do this one. We're going to start this drill. Ryan, you start it off.
Oh, yeah, dude. He, like, reluctantly goes to the front
Yeah.
and then does it so smooth.
Yeah.
That's how all practices went.
He doesn't even know why we're doing the drill because it's just so easy for him.
Yeah. That's how practices went for him. He come up as a shortstop? Had to have, right? The minors?
I'd assume he started at third because he was the guy that replaced Arenado.
I mean, more like drafted, I would guess.
Right.
When he was drafted, I think he was kind of immediately pointed at third base, but I would guess he played shortstop in high school. That part's a guess.
Wow, dude. Corners the whole way. 18-year-old kid at rookie ball, third base. Maybe that's why he's so fucking good at it.
I'm very much. We've seen the Yankees draft only shortstops and catchers, and I realize the shortstop theory that the best players often play shortstop, but learn to play other positions because it's different. Third base is different than shortstop.
Yes. At like AAA, they should be playing whatever they think it should go to, or maybe even AA, dabble. But yeah, the fact we keep having, well, he only played center, like Clint and Dominguez, and he only played short, like Glaber and Volpe and Peraza and Cabrera. It's like, well, Cabrera played all over. It's like, what? That's cool. Good for him.
Your final award.
There's so many people to talk about, but there's only one thing I remember from all these other guys that's worth sharing in case no one else heard it. So I'm giving out the Iron Man Award.
Iron Man, Goldie.
Yeah, dude, that stat. I texted you guys. He has only had one IL stint in his 15-year career.
Crazy.
He goes down for like a couple days, makes an appearance on defense, doesn't get any at bats, comes in and has 3 hits, sends one to the wall. That's kind of crazy.
Nice little insurance double late. Yeah, we're watching a Hall of Famer. That's just cool to say.
When did he go on the IL?
I think I remember this coming up on his PPP that it was like literally 10 years ago.
Nuts.
I think
15-year
2014.
career?
Played 109 games 2014.
Damn, Goldie. He's old.
He's old.
Doesn't move around like he's all Ichiro and never going to get hurt.
Nope.
Looks like he's got muscles ready to be stretched.
He's a man.
He is a man. Is he? Is he younger than us? Oh, dude, is he younger than us?
No.
38.
37.
Ooh.
So he's close.
That's close.
It's tight.
What was his 2014 injury? Let's find out.
His broken heart.
Fractured left hand after being hit by a pitch. So he's never had a soft muscle injury that he's reported or not played on.
Never gotten hurt from sliding into a base weird, which we saw some of that this series. Like there's something nope. That was the guy talking to himself on the street again. Pass.
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 Pass. That's it. Anything we missed? Jazz been stealing a lot. You mentioned that. Max Fried is like real bad lately. I don't know what happens there.
Yeah, he's gotta snap out of it. Where you at with Heel? I guess we didn't really talk about that.
He looked pretty good. His pitch mix looked good, but the defense bailed him out so much.
Yeah.
Which was part of it. Like he walked so many guys in his game before. Like Boone even was talking about that. His first start he walked a lot. Then his next start, who was his second start against? The Rangers? Where like his final line was good. He looked good. He struck out 7, I think, but he still walked a decent amount or got into deep counts. So it definitely felt like fill the zone was the memo that Blake and them got to him. And what it led to was a lot of balls in play, hit hard, but the defense was there for him. So that helped out a ton. Like, because he was 83 pitches through into the 6th. Like he was freezing. But it's good evolution, better than the other way.
Yeah, and he's still catching up. We talk about that with guys that miss a chunk of time to like actually find your rhythm. Fried we're in it with him. I know Yankee fans don't want to hear it because I don't even want to hear it with myself. His season ERA is up to 3.26, which if you told us before the season, but we're at this point of the season that we need you to tap in and be Max Fried again, that we can do the butter knife at the end of the year. What was the other thing?
He's like 2018 Lou Severino right now.
A little bit.
Is he tipping? Is his fastball? Because that was Severino thing.
I'd have to get in there a little bit. I feel like early season Max Fried, every now and then we'd see him pump that 97, 98 that you'd be like, okay, Max Fried. That I feel like I haven't seen that. And it just feels weird coming off the All-Star break where he's got the blister thing and all that. So I don't fully know what to do with that. There's another guy we didn't really talk about this series. Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge, he had some classic hits where he doesn't time it well, but he powers it out because he's so good.
I mean, he sneaky had an Aaron Judge series. He had a homer. He had a bunch of walks. The 7th inning rally that they needed to punch back, that's kind of the at-bat you're talking about. 5 walks this series. He had a 5.33 on base.
He did. But I feel like he didn't clobber any. Like even that home run that was off the glove and out, he hits those because he's Aaron Judge.
Right.
But it wasn't like, oh, shit. Some of those ones. I think he turned on one and a ground ball to short. That was nice. But yeah, he's good. What was Fried's first half ERA? It was like 2.06, right?
Got to be low twos, yeah.
All right. Sevy's was 274. And then 399.
At the end of June, he had a 192.
Yee!
So, yeah. Fried's first half is technically a 2.43. His second half is a 7. Be interesting,
Average,
man. And it's where the life of a starting pitcher is crazy. If he comes out, and I'm assuming he's getting the second Boston game. If he shoves against Boston, he's back to Max Fried God, and his ERA is 3.08. If he gets rocked, I think we start talking like skipping a start or something.
Yarby comes up and gives him a breather. Right now, they're in line for Rodon, Schlittler in Tampa, and then Heel, Fried, Warren, Rodon for Boston.
All right.
Which I guess is what you'd want.
Probably.
Schlittler being the rookie. Warren at home has been so good.
Yeah, there's an argument for Schlittler, just his stuff so electric that if it were to work in that scene. And the Red Sox have so many guys that are just lefty mashers. Like they put in Ref Snyder, they put in Romy Gonzalez that but then you're taking out Fried or Rodon. So I don't know. Honestly, like win game 1 against Tampa, and I'm cool with doing like a pretty much punt game against Tampa if it lines up the bullpen for Boston.
Well, one weird thing to note, even though we have tomorrow's an off day, Rodon and Schlittler are going on extra rest. And
Okay.
some pitchers struggle with that, especially like a Schlittler-esque pitcher, even Rodon, who throws high velo.
Yeah.
Rodon's more of a veteran, so maybe he's handled it better. But the Schlittler start, I do think that'll factor because we've seen him like completely not be able to throw strikes on long rest before. Yes, Jake.
I have a counter argument to that.
Okay.
That was from your guy Girardi on the broadcast. He said Schlittler hasn't thrown with a lot of what we consider normal rest because the minor leagues have every Monday off. So he actually might be more used to 6 days.
Okay.
That was a good Girardiism. Like, oh shit, dude, you're real deep.
You've
in this.
managed, huh?
Schlittler's got a good 5-inning number for a rookie pitcher.
It's hot.
What are they going to trade him for?
Talk
Can't
about
have
it in
enough arms
November.
come October.
Shane Green for Didi.
They might like him, man.
Green was like fully a reliever even when they traded him. Not to say a trade can't happen.
No, he wasn't. He started.
I think started some games, right?
He had
like kicked him to the pen by then.
he had a crazy awesome run as a starter.
Nice.
Shane Green was a starter when they traded him.
Nice.
And was like pretty good. I liked him. Remember when he came back 2 years ago for one day?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's your Yankees talk. Go Yanks. Tell them, Gramps.
Go Yankees.